guys, it's Georgie with Creative Art Studio. I'm just here today to talk to you about glass fusing. Glass fusing is one of our walk-in projects, so you just have to book a table in advance and you can come in and work on this project. It's very new, it's very creative. It's the process of working, cutting your glass and designing it however you'd like on top of another glass base, and then we fuse it together in our kiln. I'll show you a couple examples over here. So we have a couple right here. These are just basic square and circle glass fusing pieces, and the two on the sides have something that are called slumps on them. So what a slump means is we put it through an additional firing over a mold, and then that'll make it curved at the edges. We also have ones over here. They're votives. We can make it so that they curve a lot or just a little bit, so it's a slight swoop. So there's a lot of different things you can do with the glass fusing. You can either make a decorative plaque that you can put on your wall or your table. You can make a spoon rest, or you could make a candle holder, a little like candy dish, a bunch of things. On top of just our basic square and circle pieces, we do also offer some more specialty pieces. So you'll see down here, we have like a wine bottle stopper over there on the far right. Then we have a night light that you can do. We offer ornament classes, and then also we have necklaces. So all these ones on the table down here, these are ones that you would have to book a class for. And we are offering more glass fusing classes as the season rolls on. We have one tonight, and we will be offering a couple more in the next month or two as well. So you could try and make one of the like glass bottles or the night lights, things like that. So just to kind of go over what glass fusing is, I have an example of one half made right here. So this is an example of a Michigan one. So what we did is we have a basic square white plaque, 6 inches, and then we have a bunch of colorful glass. So what we would do is we would cut that glass all together, put it within our design, glue it down, and then you would leave it with us for 2 weeks so we can fuse it together. That's just one example of a design. There are a million other designs you can do, and we have a bunch of good examples up here. I'll show you a few examples on how we use the glass and cut it. So for this is going to be a project where you're going to use a couple of tools. We have our 3 main tools down here. We have our nippers right here. We have our scoring tool right there and our cutters right here. So how we would use these tools, and we would go over this all with you as well when you come in. But for example, we have this piece of glass. It's an oddly shaped piece of glass. It's kind of flat. We might want to shape it a little bit so that it'll fit in our design a bit better. What I would do with this piece of glass is I would set it on my flat surface, and I would start by using my scoring tool. Start at the top, apply some pressure, and bring it down. You'll see here it's going to create a line right along the glass. That makes a weak point for our glass so that we can then use this tool right here, apply some pressure, and have it snap in half. And now I have a nice clean line that I could have fit better within my design. And I could cut it a bunch of times until I had maybe a more specific shape. So this is a good way to get really detailed with your design.
Yeah.
We also have a couple more pieces of glass. We have these things called stringers. There's 3 different sizes. We have this rod. This rod is actually used to make circles. So what you would do is you'd set it on here, take your cutting tools and squeeze. And then that would make a little dot for you that would then get fused down and made into a nice circle. We also have these 2 thinner ones that don't involve tools. They're like little pieces of spaghetti, and you just break them like they are spaghetti. You just break them in half just like that. And these can be laid down so you can make straight lines. You could try and make letters out of them, a lot of things. And then the last thing we have is this frit. So that's used a lot like glitter. You take glue and then arrange and then kind of make a design however you'd like on your glass, sprinkle it on, and then tip your glass over so that the glass would stay only where that glue is. So there are a bunch of different techniques that we can help you guys out with. If you want to get really into it, I would definitely recommend taking one of our classes, because then we will have some one-on-one time with you, teaching you how to make each piece, how to do all those cuts and everything. You'll see over here you have a lot of alt options as well, in terms of what kind of fuse you get. So whenever you make a piece, you have an option between a full fuse, a contour fuse, or a tack fuse. What that means is it just depends on how hot and how long we keep your piece in the kiln for. So a full fuse would pretty much completely melt that glass, so it would be nice and flat. A contour fuse would only melt it a little bit so that it was still rounded and melted a little bit, and you'd still have some texture on there. A tack fuse would make it look like it does right when you put it on. You'd have those nice kind of rigid edges. It would look just like it did when you made it, and it wouldn't be flat at all. So you have a lot of options when doing this. Again, this is one of our same day projects, so if you just make an appointment with us for a table, we can go through all this with you. And on top of that, we do offer all of our classes. And one of our big hits as well is also slumping your own wine bottles, or any bottle. It could be like a whiskey bottle, it could be a Coke bottle, whatever you wanted. And for $11, you could just bring that in and we can slump that for you, so you could keep it as a decorative piece, as a spoon rest holder, something you can just hang up in your house, whatever you guys would like. But yeah, so glass fusing is something that really isn't done a lot, but it's a really cool project. If you guys have any questions about it, comment on this post, and we can help you guys out. Have a good day.